Hey YouTube, this is Jaden Storm Connection Team Shadow Strike, and I have a discussion video here for you. So I was having a discussion with someone I talk to on Twitter quite frequently, and mainly we talk about Vanguard. And we were talking about this season and how what we started to find out, like how Aichi went around and picked the Quarter Knights, the people that he was going to entrust with basically protecting him. So he asked me a question, and it was pretty interesting. He said, well, put yourself in Aichi's position. He said, who would you pick? And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, well, who would you pick as your Quarter Knights? And it was weird, and I actually started thinking about it, and I was like, you know what, that's actually a pretty good thing. So I talked to a couple of my friends at my locals about it, and we talked about, like, well, who would you pick if, and it comes down to, well, would you pick me? Would I pick you? But also being a Quarter Knight, look at everything that you have to do. You're pretty much giving up a little bit of your individuality. You have to be okay with casting judgment on the people you beat. I mean, if you were going off just what the anime is shown us. So you're going to have to bend your rules of morality and reality a little bit here to truly understand what I'm saying here. I mean, would you be okay doing that if you were put in Aichi's position? So I have two different lists for you guys. I'm going to give you my list that I would go after for my Quarter Knights from my personal friends that are near me or that I know personally, and then I'm going to give you another list, and this is going to be a list of people that I have watched on my channel, whether by their comments or things like that, and these are only people that have commented on my videos, and I have, for my subscribers and the people who have commented on my videos, for each 4 slots I have 2 people, and because it was hard to kind of narrow it down to just 4. Now, if I didn't pick you for my Quarter Knights, I'm not meaning that I don't think you're a good player. I literally did this as just a way to have fun. And maybe because that's who comments on my video the most, so they just pop in my head. So in the comment section below, feel free to tell me, what would you do? I mean, who would you go after? Would it be friends? Would it be people that you know of? I thought this would be something cool to do, and I've enjoyed discussing it with some friends. So anyway, here we go. I'll first give you my list of my personal friends. Now, if I was put in Aichi's position, and I was going to have to select any 4 of my friends and basically go to them and say, look, I have discovered that I'm carrying Link Joker inside of me, and I need to be sealed away, and if I'm not, then I will attempt to take over the world because the evil will overtake me. I need you to pretty much take this power, and you're going to use it to protect me, and if anyone tries to come and save me, you have to beat them, and then cast judgment upon them and cause them pain. So here we go. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to specify who would not be on this list, but who would not be a part of the Quarter Knights, but he would take the place of the butler, even though the person who would be the guy who would take the place of the butler wouldn't be as creepy as him. The person who that would be for me would be Christian, who you've seen on the channel quite a bit. This position would be taken by either my friend Christian or my friend Zane. Because when I was doing this, I was thinking, well, Christian and Zane are both very good friends, but I just don't... The thing that I really like about Christian and Zane is they're both very, very friendly, and I don't foresee them being able to do mainly the part of being able to just maybe being able to come to grips with doing that if I were to ask them to do that. Again, guys, this is something that is completely just for fun. So I was thinking, if I had to pick someone to fill the role of basically was not a Quarter Knight but was there, it would be Christian, and Zane would be my 2. So instead of having, Corin and the butler, I would have Christian and Zane. That's where they would be. So now, for the actual Quarter Knights, the first person that I'm going to say would be a Quarter Knight of mine would be my friend Ryan. Now, my friend Ryan, it's very weird. I first met Ryan I think I met Ryan when we very first... Because our locals was on a Riverwalk once when our original place burned down, and I think that's where I met him, and that's when we started to talk a little bit more, and we started texting, and we started just sharing our thoughts, and we became friends. And I've always loved how Ryan builds decks. He has a very, very very interesting style of play, and he is probably the best player I've ever known to use soul charge decks, or decks that revolve around using the soul, like Genesis and Pale Moon. Those are the main two soul decks that he plays, and I've always considered him one of my best rivals and one of my best friends, because he is a very good player and he's always given me good ideas. And I've had some of my best ideas for decks while I've gotten to play with him. So Ryan would definitely be one of the guys that I would ask to be one of my quarter knights. Number 2, I would have to pick my friend Sam. My friend Sam was one of the 3 players that went to the Houston Team League with me and was a part of that top 8 team. Sam, the thing I like about Sam is he's probably, along with Ryan, this is why Sam and Ryan are 2 of my best friends, is they're both they're both down to earth, they're both understanding, they're both really good people. And Sam, Ryan would be the one I would lean on for emotional support. Like, say if a family member died or a close friend died, that's who I would lean on. If I needed someone to help calm me down, or maybe something like that, Ryan could do that, but then maybe Sam could even do that better. I mean, Sam and Ryan, they're both, in a way, they remind me of the same person, because I can see them both being people to just, and not just them specifically, but all my friends, but, out of those 2, speaking of just Sam and Ryan together, both of them are both very good at just listening when you need someone to talk to. And Ryan, he's very active in his religion and his church. So, he would be a very good person to talk to if you were going through a loss. Sam, he's just a good friend overall. He also sticks up for his friends. He's very supportive of his friends, and he's just fun. So I mean, Sam is one of the best friends I've ever had, and along with Ryan, and of course of all these people, because you're not going to ask, people, if you were going to ask just who your friends, it would be hard. But the reason I was mainly doing 2 lists of this, guys, is I wanted to think about who I would ask out of my friend circle first, and then who I would ask maybe not outside of my friend circle. Because it comes down to it, like, if you think about what Aichi was doing, my thing is, I think he originally asked Ren and Leon. And I think Ren and Leon both came to the thing, well, I can't do it, Aichi, I just can't. I'm sorry, I can't. I just don't think I can do it. And then Aichi had to reach out to people who knew about him and maybe tried to say, look, I really need your help. And they eventually helped him just because they wanted to, they liked him, or they were grateful to him that he conquered Link Joker. But, the 2 of the first people that came to mind to be someone, like, if I were to have to pick a couple of people to be my quarter knights, was Ryan and Sam. They're both just really, really good friends. And, the 2 of them, even though they're alike in a lot of ways, they're also different, and that's why I really like the 2 of them. They're kind of like the yin and yang, Ryan is the emotional support. Sam's the guy who can kind of calm down. He's just a very calm person unless you really piss him off, which I've only seen Sam really, really pissed off, I think, once. But anywho. So anyway, 3rd, I would have to pick my friend Cody. Now, my friend Cody, he hasn't been on the channel in quite a while. I was trying to record matches a couple of days ago, but for a lot of reasons, it seemed like when I turned on the camera, our matches were just absolutely terrible, and they were not matches that I'd want to post online. Either one of us was grade stuck, one of us was drawing terrible, or it was just not a good match to post, period. Cody's kind of like the little brother, to me. He's always just been a good friend, just, he's just a good guy, and I would have to pick him just as definitely one of them, just because because you have to pick people that you believe in their skills, and I do believe in Cody very much as a player. He's probably one of the most strategic players that I know, as well as the other 2 that I would pick as quarter knights, but they are just they are just both very good. Cody's just a very good player, and he's a 10 times better friend. So Cody definitely. Um, for the fourth slot, I would have had to have picked my friend DeMarcus to be my fourth quarter knight. DeMarcus, he's kind of like the big brother that I never had. Unfortunately, he hasn't been in our locals in a while. And DeMarcus, if you are watching this, get your ass home, man. We miss you. Um, he is kind of like, I've been able to talk with DeMarcus about a lot of things in my life that I haven't necessarily been able to share with a lot of people. And he is just, even if he's not able to give me a solution to the problem, he's able to listen, just like, pretty much everyone on this list is, and even Zane and Christian. But, sometimes the best thing a friend can do for another friend is just listen and tell them, look, I know it must suck to go with what you're going through. I'm here for you, blah, blah, blah. And that's what DeMarcus and everyone on this list is. And especially, DeMarcus. I think everyone at my locals could agree with me in saying DeMarcus is like everybody's big brother. If you had to go, if you were having to gather some people together to go get in a fight with, you would get DeMarcus. That's just the kind of guy he is. He would stick up for anybody. He is one of the best people that I've ever known. So if I had to pick, my friend Christian and my friend Zane would be the guys who would take the positions of Corin and the Butler, just because the two of them are good friends, but I don't think they could take on the part of actually doing the judgment part of the Quarter Knight's job. Then Ryan, Sam, Cody, and DeMarcus would be my four. So anyway, those are the ones out of my friends circle. Now, to get into the ones that I've chosen from my subscribers and followers. Now, keep in mind, these are people who comment on my videos quite frequently, so I get an idea or a sense of how they do. So, I was able to get it down to 8, and the way it works is for each slot I have 2 people, and the reason I built it this way is because out of the 2 people, like for the first slot, I put 2 people together, and I figured, okay, out of 2 of these, if I went to them, one of them would say yes. So that's what I did it. If you would like to ask, if you want to put down in the comment section below, if you are one of these people, if you would be one of my quarter knights, it'd be really cool just to hear what you'd say. But again, guys, this was just for fun. If you want to share with me the list that you would pick, I would love to hear it. This was just something that I had a really good time discussing with my friends and some people on Twitter. So if you would like to give me your list or share your thoughts on the subject, please feel free to. This is just for fun. Okay, for the first slot, these are 2 people that I very first started getting comments from around the time when I very first started my channel, and those 2 people are Kaiser Gray RS and Laser Virus. Now, the 2 of them, I can remember seeing them comment on my videos real early. So I have gotten to talk to them quite a bit through comments or messages or whatever, and they both seem like really cool people. And so I definitely would think between out of the 2 of them, I could get one of them to say yes if I was in IG Shoes. I don't know what clans they specify in because I get the, but I remember Laser Virus, he was Pale Moon, I believe, but and then Kaiser Gray RS, I'm not really sure. I hate to group people with a specific clan unless I know 100%, but for the first slot, it would be between Kaiser Gray RS and Laser Virus, and hopefully one of them would at least say yes. Number 2, the number 2 slot would be either Magmortar Master 1 or Bob Smith. Both of these 2 are newcomers, I think. I'm trying to think when I started seeing their name pop up in my comments, but Bob Smith and Magmortar Master 1 have both always given me a lot of good feedback. Not just that these are the only 2 that have ever done that, but they always, and one thing that it seemed like when I've done contest entries or I've asked a question in my videos, they're like, sorry that I've left 4 or 5 paragraphs here, and I'm not, and I enjoy that. If you take the time to type out that paragraph, I feel obligated and I want to read it because I like to hear your opinion. Again, guys, I started this channel for fun and to connect with other Vanguard players around the world. For God's sake, some of the people who won who placed in my last contest are not even in the same country. And honestly, I think that's cool that I'm getting to talk to other players on the other side of the world. I think that is really cool. And I don't care if that they're not in the States. They seem like really cool people, and I hope I get to meet, some of you someday. But for the second slot, it'd be between Bob Smith and Magmortar Master 1. They both just seem like really well-spoken people from their comments or their entries. So definitely, I would go after at least one of them and ask them if they could be one of my Quarter Knights. The number 3 slot will be between Samuel Chisholm and Junkstar Duelist 1993. Another 2 people that comment on my videos quite frequently and always give me feedback, and I really enjoy it. They really These 2 people, it seems like they either give me a big comment or they give it short, quick, to the point, which also I like either way. If you give me a well drawn out example or short, quick, to the point, both of these 2 people, I feel like I based off this list, guys. I tried to base it off of people that I talk to quite frequently through comments or messages, so I can maybe kind of envision a little bit of who they are as a person. And from what I can understand, most of the people on this list that I put are very friendly people, and people I think I could trust. But Samuel Chisholm and Junkstar Duelist 1993, both people else I would consider for a Quarter Knight position, and for the 4th slot, it would be between Last Red Monkey and Dark Moon Tamer. These 2 people as well, along with everyone on this list, they always give me good feedback when I ask for it if they have something to say, and that always means a lot. I don't care if it's something that you think I might already know. It's still nice to hear what you think. When I tell you guys to give me some feedback, I don't care if it's something as simple as I agree with you or anything. I just like getting feedback just because it lets me know what you're thinking. If I'm thinking, if I'm making my videos good for you guys, because that's what I want them. But that's just me, asking to make sure that I do the videos good for you guys, because I want to make sure that you are enjoying them. So anyway, I'll go through the list one more time just to clarify, like I did for my first one. So for the list of people from my subscribers or followers, no one on this list I've actually met. I hope to meet you guys someday. You all seem like really cool people. For the first slot, Kaiser Grey RS and Laser Virus. The second slot, Bob Smith and Magmortar Master 1. Slot 3, Samuel Chisholm and Junkstar Duelist 1993, and for slot 4, Dark Moon Tamer and Last Red Monkey. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this. If in the comment section below, feel free to tell me who would you go after to be your Quarter Knights, whether it be people that you know from talking with them on sites like Twitter, Facebook about Vanguard. Would it be about your friends? Whatever you want to do. I just thought this was a really cool topic that this friend of mine and I started to talk about, and I just thought I would share it with you guys because you know what they say, sharing is caring, right? So anyway, if this was something that did sound a little weird, I didn't mean it to be. I just thought it was something that was cool to talk about. So if you do want to give me some feedback on it, I would be more than happy to and be very happy to hear what you have to say. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, thumbs up this video for me, and I will see you later.